I'm Robert Greenwald, producer-director at Brave New Films, and I want to thank our friends at YouTube for providing such an amazing resource for reaching millions of people without having millions of dollars. It was very clear that there was an opportunity with documentaries to reach an audience and to tell stories and to provide facts that weren't being provided. So whether it was Uncovered or Outfoxed or Walmart or Iraq for Sale, each of the big films we did, in which we were able to reach millions of people using alternative distribution with house parties and screenings at homes and schools and churches, the entity that allowed this to happen, the company that was formed in order to tell these stories, was Brave New Films. And we were incredibly successful. We were able to affect legislation, we were able to activate people, we were able to support lots of groups with the documentaries, and most thrillingly involve tens of thousands of people all over the country and ultimately millions all over the world who saw the films and decided to take action. It wasn't just about seeing the movies, but it was making sure that they got involved in monitoring Fox News, or making sure there was legislation around war profiteering, or launching citizen campaigns around Walmart. So that was the motivation. And then at some point, about a year and a half ago, we made a transformation from doing the long documentaries to the short investigative videos that you see now on YouTube. It starts always with an idea from one of the Brave New Films people, or perhaps from a partner or a group that we've worked with. How about telling the story of, or the following story has not been told? And so we evaluate, can we do it? Is there grounds that we could cover that is not being covered? Is there a different approach? Is there an audience we can reach? All those factors are discussed at length in our often volatile staff meetings. And then once the decision is made, we go through a very specific process, similar to the way a studio works, even though our content is radically different. Find the good story, do the research, do the interviews, get the clips, spend time editing it. And once the content is finished, then the marketing and distribution people come into the process. Who are the groups who might be interested? What is our target audience? Who are the bloggers? Which websites? How can we reach people? What is the best time to put out the video? What is the most effective thing we should be asking people at the end of the video to do? So we factor all of these elements together, and starting with the idea and ending with the telling of the story, reaching people, and again, critically, involving them in doing something as a result of seeing the video. It's a multi-part process that allows us to reach the millions of people we've been able to reach. One is doing the videos in a short, storytelling manner as possible, not being self-indulgent, not allowing them to go on 6, 7, 9, 10 minutes, keeping them in the 3 to 4 minute area, which is important because people are more likely to watch and pass them along. Secondly is building alliances with the groups that are out there, like a Planned Parenthood or a Vote Vets or a Sierra Club or the DFA. There are many, many wonderful groups with political interests who we let know that a video is coming, that we align with, that will also send it out because its message and what it's asking and what it's focusing on is very much aligned with the group's interest. And then we have a tremendously critical relationship with the blogs and the websites, where Leighton and Eddie are constantly talking to the bloggers, are letting them know what's coming, are in contact with people who run critical websites and say a Fox Attacks will be here on this day and will you be able to use it, and also taking input from the bloggers and the websites and figuring out what are the issues that are critical and important to them. And then a lot of the success at reaching these large numbers is because people do pass them around. We utilize Dig, we utilize Reddit, we utilize YouTube when we're fortunate and have enough views to get on the front page or on the most viewed. All of those coming together, the blogs, the passing along, the Facebook and MySpace and Dig and Reddit, and the various political groups who are aligned with us, who are interested in the video, are the effective core of being able to reach a large audience. And then certain videos the traditional media will be interested in. Our Real McCain video, which has been seen by 1,700,000 people, became a story unto itself and was on various cable news shows. When we went after Bill O'Reilly on his obscene treatment of the homeless vets, that got picked up by various of the cable shows and the print media. When we attacked McCain because of what he was doing in a line with his Reverend Parsley, that got picked up on the mainstream media. But you can't count on that. What you can count on is identifying your supporters, identifying the issue, and using and working with them on an ongoing basis. And then sometimes the larger story works its way into the media. The larger story is picked up, or you have a real impact on deciding certain issues and affecting the tone and discussion and media narrative. The objective facts about Senator McCain's positions have not been communicated to a wide audience. We've taken that job on at Brave New Films, and we've been telling it in a series of videos. We've been telling it in The Real McCain with the 1.6 or 7 million views. We've been telling it in a piece we're doing with Planned Parenthood about his positions on issues that affect women deeply. We've been telling it around his connection with lobbyists. We've been telling it around his connection with war issues, and critically and centrally using YouTube, using the clips to show in a totally objective and factual manner, saying one thing and then saying the other. That he's a politician from a different era when you could not go back and have a clip saying, you said this last year and now you're saying this. The fact that you could not go back and have on record his various positions has given us an extraordinary and important opportunity to use and tell that story. I hesitate to give advice because every day here at Brave New Films, I think every single one of us is learning a whole lot, making a lot of mistakes. But I do think in total over this last year and a half, in which our videos have exceeded over 20 million views now, we've learned the crucial issue of telling the good story, keeping it short and to the point, spending a lot of time and energy editing, and offering people a reason to watch the video and to take action. Not doing something that's purely depressing, not doing something that just name calls, but saying, here's the story, here's the facts, and here's what you can do about it if you think we've made our point. Well, it's pretty simple. They would not exist without YouTube. For years and years, I worked in the commercial world as a film director and producer, TV movies, miniseries, feature films, and good, bad, or indifferent, you always had to go to a gatekeeper. You always had to go and raise large sums of money, and you always had to go and find somebody to distribute. The revolution is here, and the revolution is, thanks to YouTube, there is no gatekeeper. Anybody can make a video, anybody can put it up, and anybody can work to find an audience for their video. That's an extraordinary change from the years that I personally spent trying to convince studio heads or network heads or development executives, let me tell this story. And the fact that we're working in the political vein, where we don't have to go and spend $3 million to buy 30-second TV spots that people don't trust anyway, but in fact, much more efficiently, much more effectively, can spend our time doing research, doing investigative work, putting clips together, and then telling a story and making that available to people, is a real breakthrough. And for that, I think we are incredibly grateful to YouTube, and making sure that we put the time and energy and focus into using what's been put in front of us, which is distribution for all.